Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is enjoying their day. Today we're talking about a concept I call making the deal. And there's probably not any day that goes by that we're not negotiating something. Where we're not trying to negotiate a price, a duty, an opinion, but we have our agenda, somebody else has their agenda, and you try to negotiate something that is mutually beneficial. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes somebody wins. Sometimes somebody loses. But in most cases, you hope that you win the right ones and you can afford to lose the wrong ones. And so how do you do that? How best can you make the deal and make it a deal? I think there's 4 strategies that I would follow if I was making the deal and trying to work towards achieving some kind of, I don't like the word compromise, but a solution that's mutually beneficial. May favor one more than the other, but mutually beneficial. So first, you've got to have a good relationship. You've got to create a good relationship. It's impossible over the long term to make a deal if you don't have a solid relationship, which means that you generally like each other, and it just forms the basis of everything that you do. I just find it's almost impossible otherwise. Just like number 2, the second aspect of making the deal is you got to be someone they trust. Simple as that is, again. And the main reason is, over the long term, you absolutely cannot create a positive, conducive negotiating style or success unless people trust you. When you give your word, you keep it. When you say you will or won't do something, you will or won't do something. And in a year or two, somebody isn't embarrassed because they said, well, he told me in the negotiations he wasn't going to do that, and lo and behold, he does do that. So those first 2 are just critical. It's not even worth talking about the other 2 if you don't have the first 2. The third strategy is what I call give when you can, stand when you can't. It's almost similar to it's not a hill. So if it's not a hill, don't go up the hill, don't charge. Or you have to know when to fall. It's the same kind of concept, but ego comes into it and self-interest. But I've been in negotiations for 20 years. What I've learned is that when it's not an important issue for you, give. It's just that easy. It's just give. When it is an important issue, you actually have to stand up and say, it's not something I can compromise on. This is just something I can't do. We'd be happy to talk about other things, but we just can't do this. Negotiations is often misunderstood, is that it's the proverbial compromise or half a loaf. And sometimes you can't even give half. You can't even give 3/4. You can't even give 90%. It's such an issue that you can't. And that doesn't mean that you have to stand on every issue or no issues. You may win a majority of the issues, but that doesn't mean that you're not a good compromiser or not a good negotiator. It just means that those are issues that are important to you. The hope is, the first one, is that when you can't give, you can. And the last is, you have to work with another party, another side on the negotiations, with people that realize that a strong organization benefits everyone. That they're really, in reality, the goal should be, what can we do collaboratively to strengthen the organization? So to make a deal, for me, I follow 4 strategies. As I develop a relationship first. I'm a trustworthy person. And when I give my word, I keep it. And I think that's critical. Third is I know when to stand and when to fall. I know when it's important, when it's not important. I know that you give when you can and you stand when you can't. And lastly, you have to both put the organization first. A stronger organization benefits everybody. Of course, I always love to hear from you. Anything else you want to chat about? I enjoy the art of conversation. Everybody, enjoy the day.